Um, I'm a dentist that educated as a dentist and turned into a lab technician. Not by plan. It was just right moment when I saw ICam for the first time. I'm a technology lover, and I don't miss a thing about dentistry. I was working as a dental assistant, and I was working for my board exams and trying to get my license to practice here in the US. I happened to be surrounded by a really cool guy who was the second clear choice office in the country back in the days. Then he built a big all-on-4 practice here with 5 locations, Eon clinics, and then he ran the D5 Chicago location doing about 50, 60 arches a month. And he taught me what's a multi-unit. So what's a prosthetic screw, and you don't call them dentures, you call them prosthetics. So that's exactly when, that was December of 2020, and ICam came to that office, and I'm just an assistant. I'm not a part of the conversation, and I have never in my mind thought that I would be a lab technician. So till date, I've done about 7,000 plus arches in my career, and in about 5.5 years, and I've had zero breakage. Not one case has broken, and I've only done monolithic zirconia. I am not a fan of titanium bar. Doesn't really do anything. So this is the 6th year of zero breakages, and part of the reason, big part of the reason, is the ICam. This is 2022. I quit my job as an assistant in that practice, and I went in my car, put a 3D printer, got an ICam, and I was going door to door doing chair side 3D design, print, same day delivery. Just me. I was the one scanning, I was the one doing CAD design, I was the one doing ICam scans, delivering in the patient's mouth. I was going back after 3 months and then doing the heel scans, finals. I didn't have an office, so I didn't have any overhead. I was making money, crazy money, because I had I had to do 5 arches a month, or maybe 10, to make more than what a new grad associate makes. And the rest of the days I spent thinking what I'm gonna do next. So I didn't have a milling machine. I was outsourcing my milling from a good friend of mine. And this is where we are today. This is my team. He's not a part of my team, but his parents are. This is the amount of people that I have. 2 ceramists, I have 3 CAD designers. One of them is in Armenia, so we work in the evening shift for the redesigns that we get. Helps us a lot. He's a remote designer, but he's the brother of my main designer. Then we have 3 assistants, including myself, where we are going to the surgeries, and we are helping day off, where we bring our equipment, we bring our trios, we bring our ICam, and then we print in our printers unless the doctor has the printer in their office. And we provide a kind of a white glove service. I understand they do like an arch in 3 months. They're like, we don't want to spend the money. We do it here and there. So I get it. And for them, I have a lot of those clients. Most of those clients are the type of clientele I have in Chicago, which they're doing 1 arch here, 1 arch there, and we bring everything to them, and we charge them accordingly because they didn't have to invest in the technology. We brought it to them. And then we have a delivery driver and 1 coordinator. So when I started in 2022, that was July of 2022, and that was when it was just me, and I think I got my ICam in August of 2022, and so I don't really have data to show you for that year, but this is the revenue that we generate with a team of 10 people. We have 3 ICams, we have 3 trios, and now we do in-house milling. We started my first successful year. At this time, I only had another clinical assistant and 1 designer. It was 3 of us, and we produced 1.6 something, more than 1.6 million. Next year, we had one more clinical assistant. We had a dedicated guy to take care of our machines, printing, and then we had a ceramist. Our ceramist had absolute zero clue about ceramics. She's a world champion ballet dancer. True story. None of the people who work for me come from lab industry. Uh, every single person has a very different background. We trained them. We spent time, 6 months, 8 months. My second designer, actually, before he produced any real case, he was designing for about 8 months till we approved that, okay, this is acceptable. Now you're a designer. So that was our best year so far, 2025. This is with those 10 people that I have right now. And we did about 3.4 million in revenue. The beginning, I had a travel surgeon. He goes all over Chicagoland area. We follow him. He loves our work, and he tells the offices, hey, here's the lab. This is the guy I trust. I've been doing this for 5 years with him, and I've never done marketing. I don't know how to do it. I actually don't know how to sell products. So everything became word of mouth. But this was my investment at that time. I got it for 42,000. I know it's not 42,000 now. It's easier to afford it. I had a Trio scanner, and I had a desktop health scanner. That company doesn't exist, I think, anymore. But this is the investment I did. I had no clue that I was gonna make money. I thought I'll just try, I'll buy time. My wife was going to dental school, so the backup plan was the dental office. Why the word of mouth? I got referred by people who had so difficult cases that broke one after another. They paid the lab bill twice. There is no way to verify who made the mistake. The verification jigs, I don't know why they're called verification jigs. They don't verify really anything. And the problem made an opportunity for me to create a business. And ICam helps with microns because we can't see. So ICam can see. Microns. Misfit leads to stress. Stress leads to breakage. Breakage will destroy the patient's trust in you. No matter how beautiful your surgery was, now no idea for, let's say the ceramist did a wonderful job stacking that porcelain. The patient doesn't care. The doctor doesn't care if it's not gonna last. And your surgery will fail. Let's say the prosthetic did fit, didn't break, but it has stress on the implant is gonna fail. High remake costs. I think my hard cost to mill an arch from not a Chinese zirconia, and no offense to Chinese zirconia, but US-based companies that I use. I have a Zubler, I have a Zirconzan, so expensive stuff that I'm using, and my hard cost to do a final arch is about $140. So I go down in pricing because I don't want to be this guy. This guy does 15 to 20 arches a month, and he sent me a case that the other lab refuses to work with because it kept having issues. And he sent me, I made a prosthesis for him, and we sent it to him the second time, and he sent me this picture. He's like, there's no way. I said, I can guarantee you it's your scans. He's like, don't tell me it's my scans. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's your scans. It was scanned with the competitive product, Tuple, if anybody's heard of. This is a second remake. So we had a disagreement. He doesn't want to take accountability. I said, I'm going to send my guy fly to you with my ICam just so I can prove you wrong, that you're wrong. And I did. And it fit like a glove, and he hasn't texted me back again, ever. I lost money on that case, but my ego won a little bit, you know. So if you can see this, it is dangerous. This is so bad. But micron misfit, you cannot even see. You need a product like ICam. And because of this, I didn't make money because I did so much. We do on average about 150, 200 arches a month. including finals about 150 we average, sometimes 180, surgeries almost the same amount. But I didn't make a single remake. And I can sell a product without making a single model. I have not made a single model in all my arches. All of my arches have been modelless. That means no overhead for all those things, no wasting of money. I came across this post on Facebook this couple of days ago. This guy thinks zirconia is the problem. He said, I want a zirconia that is so strong that it wouldn't break. I've tried thimble, I've tried titanium. And I look at this, and this guy is doing a lot of arches. What do you think is the problem here? Is it the zirconia? Is it titanium? I think it's the photogrammetry system he's using. Part of it also probably is the workflow he's using. But I can guarantee with my own experience with ICam that if he has one, he would not have a single problem like that. So, solution. You buy an ICam as a lab, it's a great investment for you. Your remake rate is 0. Your cost to mill zirconia without tie bases, without titanium bars, dry milling is much, much easier, faster turnaround time. I can do same day zirconia. My sintering cycle is 3 hours, 45 minutes. I'm using the Zubler sintering ovens. I can literally give 24-hour finals if I want. We don't do that. I don't encourage it. There is absolute no necessity other than just a sales pitch, but we have the ability to do it. And you need a well-established team. The biggest problem that I ran into initially with other labs, because I used to train labs and offices on how to adapt the workflow, we do that kind of consulting as well. So if you want to go out, go digital, and you want equipment, we'll talk to you, we'll understand what your market needs are, and we'll kind of guide you in a way what to buy, what not to buy, and how to start. It was extremely hard for me to talk to lab technicians who have been lifelong lab technicians because their whole career was based on retrofitting everything to make sure things fit. So when I told them, well, we don't have a model, it was like a chicken with the head cut off. They don't know what to do. It took them a while, and when the competition started getting into photogrammetry, they saw how many labs were getting into all annexes. That's when they actually gave up and they're like, okay, we're ready to adapt. And if you adapt it properly with the right equipment, there's a lot of things out there. You can buy, they say, a photogrammetry for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Then there's the shining 3D stuff that you can buy for $10,000, $15,000. I have the ability to buy a cheaper product and incorporate it, but I know that in the end, I'm going to pay more in my remake cost. And we design for everybody, right? So it doesn't really matter as a lab to me. Yes, it does, but business-wise, it shouldn't matter for me. If somebody's scanning something and sending it to me, that what do I need to, I just design and send them the STL, right, or make a final, but I do not guarantee fits on zirconia if they're using any other product. Because my customers have other products, and I see the difference, and I've seen some people using PIC who've had their cases for now 3-4 years, and they have come back broken. No cantilever issues, but they just broke. So this is the equipment you need. Are you guys full-on big labs, or are you guys like more like small labs, big lab people? Small lab? Everybody's small labs? Yeah. Do you guys have these 3 things? I'm assuming, right? And do you guys have a sales force? Do you guys have existing offices that you do crown and bridge? I don't do anything with crown, bridge, even single unit implants. All we do is all on X. So the best marketing for you guys is just having this equipment. Once your existing offices get to know that you are able to do this, your sales it's by default you're selling yourself. So why ICam is different than other systems? When I train my clinical assistants or when I train a clinic or their assistant, it doesn't matter who did the scan. It will be a scan as good as somebody who just got the ICam or who was an ICam user for 10 years. It doesn't matter. The software, the hardware, it works equally the same in everybody's hand. And that's how it should be, right? If I sold you a car and I said, hey, it depends on who's driving it, it may not cause an accident. And that's what equipments are supposed to be. That's what photogrammetry is supposed to be. It should work the same in everybody's hand. So when we do ICam scans, we have a data set that we are able to compare with the tissue scan. We have a data set that we can actually compare from the surgery day to the final that gives us the X, Y, Z coordinates, and we can tell that something is off. Can you go rescan? We really don't have to manufacture anything and lose money because we can check all these things beforehand. So I have two models, right? In Chicago, we're going around, running around with the ICAMs, trios. Now we don't take the printer anymore because I learned later that it's a bad idea. The printer's calibration falls away, and we have a centrally located lab, so we're 30 minutes from all major areas. We print in our office, it's easier for us, and then the driver brings it to the office same day. Usually, depending on who's doing the surgery, I'll go with the average surgeon time. Let's say we started the surgery at 8 a.m. We're done about 12:30 for a double arch case. Around 2:30, the patient will have their teeth in their mouth. So, and we don't do any pre-work or wax up, nothing. We do it after we get the scan so we can manipulate the design a little bit more easily. These are the appointments I have. I have surgery day, I have final scans, final delivery. We don't see the patient otherwise. So surgery day, we're gonna go take all the scans. It doesn't matter, we've never seen the patient, we haven't seen the photos, we don't have any scans. We go there, surgery starts at 8 a.m. We go there at 7:45, take the scans, pictures, upload it to our CAD designer, and the surgery continues. We do the ICam scan, and because we are bringing all the equipment to you, our cost is high. Now, if you are from outside of Chicago, this might not be high. You're like, this is cheap. But Chicago is a very competitive market, and we have to be a little cheap here in order to survive. But that $4,500, I'm so confident in my product that it includes the final zirconia, it includes the surgery day, and in 3 months period, if their temporary breaks for any reason, 1 time, 5 times, 10 times, it's all included. If I have to mill a PMMA, I will eat the cost for it. That gives the clinic so much relief that it's not going to cost them more. Patient only paid 1 time. There's only 1 time profit, and I'm not going to eat that from the doctor. They're relieved that, okay, no matter what happens, we're going to finish the case, and they're going to get the final, and I don't have to worry about breakages. They break the case, let's say right now I get a call, hey, they broke their temporary. Within 2 hours, they'll have a new temporary in their office, and the doctor can insert it. Then we see the patient after 90 days. We do heal scans. We do new ICam scans. We found out that the surgery day implant position is a little bit different from the final implant position. It is little, more than a little bit different. If I was to mill my zirconia from the surgery day scans, there's a chance it's going to break. So we do the final scans, and then we also do a white glove delivery. We are there for delivery appointments. So these are the 3 times we're in the office. The other workflow I have is where people have equipment in their office, and we range these things from $1,500 to $2,500. I used to charge $3,500 when I first started, and slowly the pricing got very competitive, but I can still make about a lot of money with $1,500 because my hard cost is only $140 with the burrs, maybe 150, including the porcelain. So I have gone as low as $800 an arch. So I don't advertise that. I will never say that to anybody. I will not hurt my competitors like that. But that's done for one of my good friends, and I still make good money out of that thing. This is what I call passive income, because I'm not involved in this at all. My team is taking the scans, they're designing the cases, they're finishing the cases, and I get to sleep until 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Because I'm not a morning person. About, I think 60% of our clientele is this now, and about 40% is the one in Chicago, and still zero remake in these. So when I make my money, when I bill the office that $1,500, I know I will not have to refund it. I know that my overhead is not going to change because I have 5-year data to back it up. Year 6 is counting. And people often ask me, what's the warranty on zirconia? I said, I don't have any warranty. I don't know if the patient's gonna get in a bar fight, or they're gonna fall in a tub, or they're not gonna come back for their hygiene maintenance. The implant got destroyed, and now the zirconia broke because the implant failed. I don't wanna get into that, but I can tell you from my experience, 5 years, I have 0 breakages. So you're good. And I do think that every 10 years, people are gonna replace their prosthesis, like a car, So this is what I've experienced. This is, again, real life experience going through my business. 0 breakages till day. I have remade the prosthesis that came from some other office, was done by somebody else before. It was done by PIC system because that was one big popular system at that time. And then now the newer systems are coming in, like Shining 3D and stuff. But I do left and right have to remake those cases, but I charge for them. So wrong scan data is analyzed, but the software is made in a way where you can actually see all those coordinates with numerical values, how much off your scans are. There's absolutely no way to analyze that. If you're using ExoCAD and you see that blue-green match, that match is very useless. It's like a verification check. It doesn't verify anything. It is 2 scan data trying to merge together. That's it. That doesn't mean it's a good match. That doesn't mean it's an accurate match. It doesn't tell you anything. So when we don't know what to do, we blame each other, right? Hey, I don't know, man. It's your scan. Hey, I worked with another lab. It's the lab. So I think most of my clients right now, fortunately, they're like family, most of them, because of so much trust. We're always there. Hey, this patient broke on a Saturday. My team is so amazing. We don't do crowns. Somebody called me yesterday. He's like, can you mill a crown for me? And it was 9 p.m. I called my guy. I'm like, hey, I know it's 9 p.m. Can you go to the lab and start a crown? He's like, yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start milling a crown. Having a team that you can count on. Most of my team members are making 6 figures because I really want them to do well. By default, I do well. So my growth means my team also grows. And that's why I'm able to do it with 10 people. And I always give them an option. Let's say somebody's overworked. I say, hey, I know you're busy, you need help. I can hire another person and pay them, or I can up your paycheck by a lot. You pick and choose. I'm happy both ways. I always give them an option. They feel like family because of that. So other than my payroll that I have, again, they came from one of them was a construction worker, another guy's an HVAC guy, and the belly dancer, and who else I have? I have a server, and then I have Abe. Abe has done everything on the planet, from landscaping to dental assisting to everything. He's 48 years old, and he's my money-making hand. So When we're doing not only remakes, lab analogs, prosthetic screw breakage, tie bases, titanium bar, because you think titanium bar is gonna glue. It's like, we feel like it's super glue. It's gonna just work out. It's like Gorilla Tape. It doesn't work. Another thing with zirconia is it is so tissue loving that the recession doesn't happen as often as you see in other PMMA and titanium bars. So aesthetically, the long-term prognosis of having zirconia is better. Don't tell them that it's actually cheaper to do zirconia, because people think that zirconia is a premium product, but it's actually cheaper to do zirconia. There are cases that are FP1 cases that I've milled zirconia same week and given it to the patient. The tissue heals so well in that, and I know that's going to cost me. Has anybody used Zubler zirconia? No. So now you can actually sinter without a stabilizer. So that means I get 2 arches out of a $140 puck. So my cost is less than $100 to mill an arch with a premium zirconia product. I will make another FP1 if I have to make 4 months from now and the doctor says, hey, there's a recession, I think we gotta make a new final. Sure. But my patient had a great experience. Yes.
What screws are you using?
Screws. I'm using DES 19.018. I've always used that. I know there's a lot of screws, and honestly, it works for me. I don't want to go experiment anything. It becomes challenging because we have to, let's say somebody lost a screw, we have to go back, we have to check which screw was this. Oh, this was a vortex, this was this. So we just stick to something simpler. We also give screws extra to the doctors to just have them. If some office is working with us for the first time, we'll just go and give them a pack as a backup. And it's very universal. So the driver is a hex driver. So patient moves to Arizona, they can go to any dentist. They will probably have a hex driver. So again, why digital? 0 models, 0 tie bases, less appointments. 8 to 9 appointments goes to 3 appointments. Again, no appointments if the patient or the doctor's office has the equipment. So our future goal is to have more clinical assistants. This is the only thing that's the hardest thing, is to train a clinical assistant. Not because ICam, believe it or not, being the most expensive part of this equipment package is the ICam. You only take it out for 30 seconds. That's the roll, 30-second roll. So in a surgery, you're gonna just plug it in, and you put the ICam bodies. It takes less than 30 seconds to scan, and that's the role of that equipment. But it's the most important part. So our goal right now is we try to expand in Michigan. This is the guy I'm trying to expand with. So simple thing, clinical assistant needs to be trained properly. There is 5 steps. You just got to follow those in our workflow. We have eliminated those fiducial markers. Has anybody worked with digital before with the fiducial marker workflow? So we eliminated those. We are now using CBCT, pre-op CBCT. Doesn't need any bite adjustments at all. I started doing that, I think, in 2021. And we did it with a very busy practice first. They were doing 50, 60 arches a month and 0 adjustments. They're like, I don't know how does a handpiece feel anymore, because we put it in and bite is exactly what we designed. So now, if you're doing CAD designs and you're outsourcing from outside of the country, I highly recommend not doing that. Train your whole team, follow the workflow, follow official libraries, and I promise you, nothing will ever break, at least for 10 years. That's my prediction. As Indian, we are a little superstitious, so we predict more things than factual data. Uh, I think yesterday we were at a dinner with, I was with Horst, and I said, I'm a car fanatic. Um, all of this started with $3,000 in my pocket in year 2022. And I was growing up and I said, I want to move to US. I want to buy a Bentley. I want to live in Beverly Hills because MTV Cribs used to come to the show. And I see that. Um, my wife drives a Ferrari that I gifted her. I just bought a $500,000 Rolls Royce Cullinan. And as we're getting out of the dinner, I said, Horst, you did this for me. Because I don't think I would have done this, I would have created this if it wasn't for ICam. And ICam has not paid me a single penny to say this. So if you guys need any help with digitizing your own lab, we're happy to help. Invest in the right equipment. We will come help you in a surgery if you need. You can come to our lab and hang out with us. We also do cadaver courses if you have doctors interested in doing remote anchorage, single implants, or zygomatics. We just started doing, this was our second cadaver course that just happened a couple of weeks ago, and we'll be doing another one as well. This is my information. That's my cell phone number. You can text me anytime, 7 days a week. I don't mind. And any questions? Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that when you first started, you had to follow a traveling surgeon.
Yes.
Where I'm at, I'm in the South Central Pennsylvania area, and I do have a niche boutique lab that I have already started to try to integrate this here, but the issue lies in the surgeons in my area.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go into that dynamic a little bit?
So I happen to be very lucky in this thing. There's a guy, his name is Samer Al-Batanuni. He's a general dentist. He did his oral surgery training in Egypt. He does, I kid you not, this Monday he did an arch in 10 minutes. Edentulous arch in 10 minutes he did. And we did 5 arches in that office, and we were at 1 p.m. having lunch. So that guy is crazy, and he was doing a lot of arches, traveling to different offices. He's an instructor at most of these remote anchorage courses, whether it happens outside of US or here. So he was busy enough to keep me busy, and then other people also started copying his model. They learned, and they are also now traveling. I think your best bet would be to go to oral surgeon offices, host, like a dinner with the referral network, show them what can be done. Now, I'm not encouraging it, but factually, a restorative dentist does nothing anymore. So the surgeon places the implants, the lab does the scanning, and that's it. The restorative dentist has to do nothing but to sell the case. So all the referral networks are loving this thing because they're actually keeping their own production up. Surgeons doing the surgery, they don't have to take a day off from work. They are parallel producing with whatever they're doing. So I encourage that you guys go to the referral networks or bring the surgeon because it's also in their best interest to get more referrals. So I will talk to a specialist, periodontists, oral surgeons. What area are you based out of?
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a good market. Chicago is, I don't know why, it's one of the most difficult market for All-in-X. We have people doing arches for $10,000 here. I'm talking about like the doctor charging the patient $10,000. So, and it's happening more often. You go to any touristy place like Vegas, things are happening cheap. So I don't think the doctor can afford a lab who's analog, or even afford my $4,500 fee. So if they're doing $10,000 in arch, that means they're doing volume. So that means they need lower price for the lab. And I think when you technically have zero overhead when it comes to ExoCAD designing, and they're just sending you files. You're not making any physical product. You're just designing and sending them. So that is 100% profit, pretty much. And then comes the final. That's up to you guys. You know, what kind of pricing you want to set. I know that in Boston, anybody's from Boston area? I just heard they're still doing arches for $8,500 to $9,000 an arch with digital. So that cannot be dreamt in Chicago. So, yeah. Any other questions I can answer? All right.
The dentist or the lab?
The lab charges 85. The lab. Yeah. So, but I think there's the arches they do there for $30,000 an arch. So I think it makes sense, and they're doing Straumann implants in Chicago. I know a guy who does $25 implant. Yeah, and yeah. So it's a whole different market. Sedation cost is different. I have a friend also in Boston who's an anesthesiologist. He charges about $7,000 for a double arch case. And then then he's like, hey, I want to move to Chicago. Do you know these people? I'm like, yeah, I'm in the industry. I'll hook you up to my offices. So I hook him up to my offices, and I asked the offices, hey, did you talk to this guy? He's like, yeah, he's too expensive. And I'm like, what did he charge you? What did he quote you? He's like, 7,000 for a double arch. I'm like, oh, I gotta have a talk with this guy. So 2 months later, he realized that this is not gonna work out in Chicago. So he went down in pricing to about $5,000, which is an average. Another thing you can talk to is anesthesiologists, travel anesthesiologists, that you guys can talk and have like a dinner. You can talk to CRNAs that are doing dental office stuff, going to different offices, spread the word around, put a little flyer in, introduce that thing, create a video of the workflow. My previous lectures have always been about the workflow, but I think for labs, I wanted you guys to see the capability of the business side of things, that what this can actually bring to your revenue. I don't need to teach lab technicians. Sometimes clinicians need to understand the workflow a little bit more because of what involves around the surgery day. So, but we're happy to teach the workflow, whatever you guys need help with. All right, guys. Thank you.